Well, hey there, my scrappy friends. Thanks for joining me today on my channel. It's so good to see you here on Ink and Whimsy. It's where I get creative with color and ink and scrapbooking supplies to put together 12 by 12 layouts and tell my ordinary story, because everyone's got a story to tell, don't they? If you're interested today in seeing how I use the Good Life kit from Close to My Heart to put together a layout, then be sure to go grab your favorite cup of coffee and come join me. We're going to have some fun together. I have absolutely fallen in love with everything that comes in this kit. This is the Close to My Heart September and October catalog, and I want to show you what's available. Look at this. Is this not just stunning? It's called The Good Life. One of the things I love about the catalog excuse me, is there's always such inspiration in the catalog. And y'all know, if you watch my channel, a lot of times I will look through the catalog to get inspiration for what my layout is going to be. So these are some of the things available, and I'll show it to you up quick. We have the sticker sheet, you have your paper pack, die cuts, solid cardstock, digital art collection, and then of course you always have two stamp sets. One is for your cards that you could use in a 12 by 12 layout, and the other is for scrapbooking. And if they come with thin cuts, you see that it has this color around the actual stamp. So you can tell that each one of these has a die cut. And then they also have a scrapbook kit. For those of you that don't want to have to do a lot of thinking outside of the box, you can purchase the scrapbook kit. It comes with instructions and everything you need to create 3 beautiful 12 by 12 double spread layouts, except you need to supply your own photos. I know, I thought I'd throw in that funny. And then they usually have a card kit also that has a stamp set that goes with it and everything you need, plus instructions to create the cards that you see here. So let me put this away and show you some detail. These are some of the die cuts, and they're very thin. Can you see that in the photo? And they pop out so easily. Look at this fence. Oh my gosh, I love it. You could have a lot of fun in a layout with these. You have the windmill, and then look at these right here. Amazing Memories, You and Me. Love those. Now let me show you the actual sticker sheet. They're always great quality. They are not flimsy. They're not going to rip as you're just trying to peel them off of the paper. And look how pretty they are. I just love the rustic look of all of this on here. Heart and Home. I want to use this in today's layout. You always have these little word tags. You have flags, and then these are like, you could call it washi if you want. It's a strip of sticker that you can use. And then here are the actual papers, and each one comes with a zip strip up on the top. And if you were to flip it over, it will tell you the colors that are used in this collection, and every page has a different back. All right, so these are the first two, and I love this right here. That is so rustic looking. Look at this zip strip right here with the fence on it. And then here's this opposite side. This looks like it could be like a metal siding to a shed. If you love wood grain, look at this beautiful color. And then here's the zip strip, and then this is the opposite side. I want to use this in today's layout. So let me tell you the first 3 things I always do when I am deciding on what I want to do. All right, I grab, now this is something I created. I just went to an office supply store, and in here are all my photos, and I've grouped them. Like, these are when I went on a trip to Washington State. This was Halloween one year, and we had this little skeleton, and this was my daughter's wedding. So I will pick my photos first, because you know I already know what kit I'm going to use. So I use these 2 photos. They were in this notebook. The second thing I do is I like to choose the diagram that I want to case, to copy, because it's always a great jumping off point for me. Now these catalogs are filled with so much inspiration. Look at this layout right here. And then you have this stunning layout. Here is a second layout. This can be used in a layout. And then, of course, you have these layouts. Now, you don't have to buy the kit to be able to look at this, to be inspired by what you see on these pages. So the first thing I do is I pick out my photos. The second thing I do is I pick out my inspiration. What do I want to be able to look at to get to be able to use as my jumping off point to create a layout? And I'm going to use this right here. I am so excited about it. And then the third thing I always do is I set aside, I'm looking at these photos, I'm looking at the layout that I want to be inspired by. I set aside 30 minutes to write my story. What was the day like? Who was there? What was happening? What's the story? So I do it in a 4x6. So this could be turned this way in a 4x6 or this way, but I type the story. So I'm painting the picture in my mind about the photos that I'm scrapbooking and then the layout I want to use. So I'm going to clear this away right now. And we are going to move on to my thoughts on how I'm going to put the layout together, being inspired by this photo. Look at the two photos I have to work with. We had gone down to my niece Elizabeth's house, and her chickens were out, as they usually are, just kind of running all around the yard. And this is a Polish Bantam. And all of us had a chance to hold them. I never knew chickens could be so friendly. And this is my mom, Shirley. My greatest honor would be if someone said, Laura, you're just like your mom, because she is such a happy, beautiful woman. And this is my little niece, Izzy. So these are my photos for the layout. Now, I'm going to put another layer of paper behind. And remember, I am using this right here as my jumping off point. But I want to tell you first how excited I am. I am doing a collaboration with my dear friend Erin Jacobson. And I've put a photo right here in the video so that you can see her completed layout and what you have to look forward to when you go visit her YouTube channel. She has an Instagram account and a YouTube account, and they're called Crafty Concepts with Erin. Erin and I connected online, probably over a year ago, and we just found we had so much in common. She was like a kindred spirit, and I had found her on YouTube, and I fell in love with her scrapbooking style. She has such a genuine, fun, creative way of just making you feel as if you are actually sitting in the room with her scrapbooking and she just served you coffee and danishes. So that is Erin, and I feel incredibly blessed to not only call her friend, but to just constantly be in a situation where I am inspired by her and her layout. So be sure to check in the description below for an actual link so you can go watch her YouTube video using The Good Life and putting a spread together. I promise you'll be inspired. All right, so let's get to my layout, what I want to do, and I've done some stamping that I want to share with you also. Now I know I want these photos somewhat in this area, and I need to bring in this strip along the bottom. You're going to find that even though I only have one page in the background, it's going to look like I have several different pages. That really didn't make much sense. But of course, when you're talking on a video and you know people are watching, you don't always make sense. So I have just learned to kind of go with the flow. I've had some comments on my channel that go, Laura, just keep being you, girl. Have fun. Now this right here came out of the sticker sheet, and you notice on the layout they have these letter titles, alpha titles, and I decided not to do that. I wanted to use something different, and for me, Heart and Home was it all the way around. So I want to put this somewhere around here. And then in the diagram they have some flags up here at the top, so I want to put these down. Again, following the picture just gives me such a great jumping off spot. This is going to go underneath here, and I think I'll put it right there. And then they have this, one of these word stickers, happy place. So there we go. All right. Now I wanted to bring in some of this fence, and I am getting it from the actual stamp set right here, and it is called the Good Life Scrapbooking, and they have these fences that you can stamp and color in, and they also have the truck. So what I would like to do is to use the fence along the bottom with the truck in front, and then I want to use this card making stamp and do a river right up here, because walking down to my brother's, there's a river on his property, and this is all about just painting a picture of being home in Maine. So I want to do that up at the top here, and I think I want to add some banners up top here. I'm not sure exactly where we're going. Are you all not proud of me? I am not like going crazy with gluing everything down. I am, what do you call it, living in the moment? I'm probably just living dangerously. All right, I think I want that on top, because I think it's going to pull together the fence down here and the river. And I want to put my journaling. Remember I told you I take about, where is my journaling? I take about 30 minutes to write the story. I want this going right under here, and I want a pull tab. So I made it long enough so I'd be able to add the tab, but then I can also cut that down. So that's going to go underneath there and pull out. How does that look so far? I think that's looking good. All right, so let me do a little bit of sticking down. I think that's important. All right, so let's get our runner tape, because I think I can safely put these down. We'll stick these down. Oh my gosh, this tape runner is absolutely wonderful. It is the close to my heart tape runner. It just goes on so smooth. It's not all gumming up. I definitely recommend it. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, this is nice. I had never used it before, can you tell? All right, so this is going to go here. And let me do my top pieces. Let me pull this off. All right, it's amazing the difference these add on the top and the bottom. Don't you agree? Looks good. Looking good. All right. And I don't know if you notice either, my table is not shaking, because I just had this brainstorm of an idea. How about I move the camera stand off of the actual table? You know, sometimes it can take a year for these moments to kind of hit you in the head going, well, that would make a huge difference, because then whenever I touch the table, the camera's not going to shake. So voila, it is up behind on this little shelf I have right up there. All right, so I think we can safely stick these down, because I know nothing's going under them. And we're going to put, let's see, I think I want to put, see, now I don't quite remember exactly the way I had it, even though I took a picture. You all are just so smart. You give me so many tips. I appreciate you. Like, Laura, have you thought of actually taking a photo of your layout once you dry fit it, so then you'll remember where you put everything? Like, oh, light bulb going off. All right, I can definitely put these down. And this was an actual sticker. And when I'm moving, when I want to move my stickers around, I just use our anti-static pouch right here. And you go over the back of the stickers just a little bit so that you can move them around, and they're not going to stick and rip the paper if you go, oh my gosh, that's not where I want to put that. So another great tool. So you have your roller stamp. See, I'm talking and I can't figure it out what it is I'm trying to say. And then the anti-static pouch. All right, so we're going to stick this down. All right, we'll put this right here. You're probably going, I don't know how that looks, but yeah, you'll see. You'll see. Oh, I know what I want to show you. I used a blending brush and I just went around the sides with it with some black ink. That's what I did right there. All right, now I think I need to get these laid down, the photos. So I need to figure out how I'm doing these. I do definitely like having the toffee in the back of both photos. So let me glue this down. Glue. No, not that I'm necessarily gluing. I love the smile on her face. There we go. Let's get it in the middle. And we can do Shirley. Let's get her on here. One of the things I admire about my mom, and I'm sure she's watching this video. Mom, I love you. Mom always looks for the positive side, which I think is the reason she is blessed with not only good health, but her strong sense of living a life of gratitude and giving all the glory to God. Alrighty. And when I am 85, I just pray I can be somewhat like her. All right, so I'm thinking, this is about where I want them. I mean, that's just my mom, half of her body right there, so that can be covered up. And this can be flat because I want room to be able to fix this and pull my journaling in and out. So I'm going to stick this piece down. Little Izzy. My mom always used to say, her name is Isabel. I just love Izzy. I just think it's adorable, Mom. Okay, little Izzy. Now just think, when she grows into a beautiful young lady and someone calls her Izzy, I just think it would be adorable, really. And then she can be more formal and say, it's Elizabeth. All right, now on the back, and this is how I always do this, I flip it over to make sure that I have the room, and I just use 3D tape along the bottom, because you want it to stop, and you also want it to have the up and down guide, so it's just not all willy-nilly all over the place. So I have done this, and I am going to, am I making a mistake here putting this down? Let's see. I think I'm going to wait. Oh my gosh, I almost messed up. I'm going to wait a second because I want to stamp and color my river, and I also need to stamp and color the fence and the truck. So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to do some stamping and coloring, and I'll be right back. And I'll give you a demo on how I color the fence. Now, one of the things I love about incorporating a stamped image into your layout is that you can change the colors and use what colors you need to match your layout. So I want to show you what I've done in that, you know, the magic of YouTube. These took probably about 30 minutes to stamp and decide on my colors. But this is the river that I did. And I want to put this over here somewhere. See, it's a good thing I didn't tape that down. Okay, and these are the colors I used. I used Vintage Blue Blend, and let me tell you what I love about the Tri-Blend markers. This is a blend, so it has dark, then it has medium, and then it has light. So I took the Vintage Blue Blend, and I did the dark right along here, and you could see the artist who designed this stamp shows you where to put the darker color. So here's the dark, and then I pulled the dark out with the medium. So I used this right here. Here's the medium tip. And then I went over the light over the rest of it. So you get variants of color, and it looks like you worked real hard to do it. Now here, for the rocks, I used the muted brown blend, and again I did the dark along the bottom, then I moved in with the medium, and then I did the light, and then I took a blending brush and I did all along the outside with some sage. So these are the colors I used to achieve this right here, and then I just fussy cut it out. You know, there's no die cut for this. So I'm thinking I want this about right here. And I got to remember I have my heart and home. So that's going to go somewhere here. All right. And then I cut out, I stamped, colored, and cut out this fence. Now in the picture, it has the fence going along the bottom. But I am having the fence over to the left, and I want to put a truck here. And then instead of the word life, I put heart and home. And instead of the tree, I'm putting the river going up. All right, so here's my fence. And there's really, oh, and I got to tell you, all right, now look at the bottom. This is obviously the bottom. It took me the longest time to realize that that's not the bottom. I thought it was like, okay, a bird had built a nest. I didn't know. So anyways, there is a top and a bottom. So make sure you have those set right. And I want these about right here. And then I stamped and colored the truck, and I used, oh goodness, let me look for the color here. All right, I wanted to make sure I could tell you the colors I used. I used a mixture of brown gray blend and ice gray shades. And if you look at this brown gray, right? This is just a color swatch I made. Brown gray, you would not think that it would have as much gray in it because it looks more, you would think brown. The first word is brown, but it has light grays in it. And then I use the icy gray shades. So I use these colors together, and then in the back here, that is just a very light blue to show the inside of the windows. So I want to put this truck down here because again, look, I'm bringing out the grays that are in this. You notice that on the back of Mom's photo, I added that light gray cardstock. Alrighty, so I want to show you how I colored the actual fence. So let me get that ready. All right, well, I think this is going to be fun. So I used the toffee ink and I stamped my image, okay? This is the color swatching I did so that you can screenshot it if you want and you'll remember the colors I used. We have the gold brown shades, we have the muted brown blend, the medium, and the light. It's very simple to color, but the way it just brings the stamp to life and the fence to life, I just absolutely love it. And like I said, I didn't stamp it with black, I stamped it with the toffee. So I think you're going to see that it really brings out the colors of the fence. So we're going to use, first of all, the medium gold brown shade, and let me get it right here. And you need to think of where the light is coming down. So for me, the light is all at the top above the fence. So all the dark areas are going to be at the bottom of the fence and the fence post. So I just did a line along the bottom. Look how it's already adding dimension to the fence. Isn't that just cool? One of my favorite things to do is to color, especially if it's a rainy day and I am sitting up here in my craft room coloring. It just brings me such joy. All right, well now we're going to take the medium muted brown blend, which is right here. You're going to go to where it's pointing to medium. And then all you're doing is right above wherever you just put the dark, you're going to go right above it with the medium. Okay, look how it is just coming to life with dimension. Don't you just love it? Okay, and then we want to make sure we do along the side of the fence post. Okay, now we're going to cover this up and we're going to go to, this is the dark. Now you really need to be careful with this because I've done the old flipperoo, and next thing I know I'm putting dark down instead of light, and I wonder if that's why some people put a piece of tape. So if you have figured that out, let me know. Now we're definitely going to do the fence post with the light, but I am not going to do the tops of the fence post going along the side, because see how it even makes it lighter and adds more dimension. So my friends, that's it. That is all I did to cover to color the fence post. And then I just use the die cut and cut it out, and I have my fence. All right, so now we're gonna get back to the 12 by 12 layout. Let me know if you enjoyed this little bit of coloring, because I'll be sure to add them in future videos. But that was fun, doing a little bit of coloring. What I wanna do now is find out exactly where I wanna put the river, so then I can attach my photo pocket here that's gonna have the journaling in back of it. So I just want to make sure I figure out how I want to do this. I just think that came out so pretty. All right, so I want this, right? Do I want it more over here or more over here? But I have all this going on, so I think I want this way and this over here a little bit more. Oh, I like that. Okay, and I want the river right there. And then the journaling, I went ahead and I used this sticker, I put a backing on it, and I attached it to the back of the journaling card. And I put it at the top because I want the circle sticker to be up there. So that also shows me where I need to place this. So we are going to take this out, set it right there. We're going to adhere the river. Let me put this down. Okay. Let's see. I want that right there. I want that right there. All right, we're going for it. Oh my word. You could seriously think this to death. All right, so remember I put the 3D foam tape on the back because I need it lifted to be able to have the journaling move in and out, slide in and out easily. And yes, I'm literally tossing it all on the floor. You should see this room after I filmed one layout. Okay, let's set this in back here. See how easily it's gonna slide in and out? Let's put that back there while I'm going to set this down to make sure I have it in the right spot. And I want it over a little bit. I'm thinking right there. Let's see. Actually, oh my gosh. Okay. I want it over a little more. Oh my gosh. This is seriously stressing. You know, how do you look with your hands in the way? What I don't want is the foot sticking out right there. So I want to make sure the foot is covered. Mom, I love you, but your foot is in the way, girly. Okay, that's going to go right there because this can come down. I covered up her foot. You can still see that. That'd be so funny if I actually look how neat that just comes in and out. I have my river. Going to put a little bit right underneath here because that didn't stick very well. All right, I want to put the needle in here. Oh my word, I shouldn't have tried doing this on camera. There we go, finding that little place where that fits in. All right, now underneath here, you know, maybe I won't. I was going to do a little bit of splattering, but now that I have that down, I might not do that. I don't think it needs it. What do you think? Yeah, because there's all this. So I am not going to do that. It's okay to change one's mind. Let's put this down. And I want this a little bit over this way. And I think that's good right there. Okay. All right, now we're going to put down the fence. And I think I want to use this right here, the Barely Art, to stick these down. I think we'll do the middle piece. This is just, you know, it's going to be in sheet protectors. It's not like this is going to be moved up and down. And even with this right here, where I have the journaling that pulls out, when I put the sheet protector in, I just use a ruler and I draw a line. It's obviously not with a pen, it's just to mark where I'm going to cut it. And then I insert a cutting mat inside the page protector, and I use an X-Acto knife and I cut right there. That way when this is in the sheet protector, this tab is the one thing that's sticking out, and you just pull this out and you can read it, and everything stays secure. Does that make sense? Okay. My daughter says that to me a lot. Does that make sense? Yes, Lauren, that makes sense. Okay. We're going to put this right here. The broken fence. Because nothing in life is perfect. You are going to have broken things. All right, here we go. We're going to stick this one down. Right there. All righty. All right, so I think we're going to do the truck with some dimensionals. What do you think? All right, so we're going to stick some of these on there. I cannot wait for you to watch Erin's video. Oh my gosh, she's such an inspiration to me. She just like zip, 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 it's all done. And then she just has that fun, beautiful personality that goes along with it. Love you, girly. All right, so let's peel these off. And then I had thought what I'm going to start doing is actually reading my journaling out loud, because I know for me, you know, one of the things I struggle with is what are they writing in their stories? What are they finding to write about? And I think hearing someone's journaling will kind of paint the picture for you as to how you do write the story. I wanted to mention two other things. I am starting 2 new series coming out. One is called Scrapbook 101. So if you're just wanting to start out scrapbooking, I'm going to be using the Close to My Heart Cut Above kits. And each month I'm going to do one exactly how it's shown with the instructions. And then part B of the same video is going to show me adding a twist to it, adding embellishments, so that you're going to see it both ways. So that if you are an avid scrapbooker, you're going to find some inspiration from it, because you're going to see what you can add to your own photos. And I'm going to be also giving tips on how to write your story. So I want to hold this up close so that I can go over it a little bit with you, and then there's going to be still shots. So here are these flags that I added up top here, and I went around the edges of Gather at Home. Here are the other flags. Here's the picture of my mom and my niece Izzy, and then here on the bottom we have the fence, we have the truck, and then we have this river. And I wanted to read out loud the journaling to kind of give you an idea of what it's all about. I always have such a wonderful time flying home and visiting family. Having all these photos to look back on once I'm home fills my heart over with gratitude. Mom and I had taken a walk down the road to visit Billy and Donna. After knocking on their door and calling out, we realized they weren't even home. It was then we heard the voices up the road. We walked into Elizabeth's yard to see little Izzy walking around happily talking to all of her chickens, and the rest of them putting a tarp over a camper that was being given to Michael and Emily. Mom and I were delighted to make the acquaintance of this adorable Polish bantam, and Izzy looked giggly happy down to her little toes, holding the chicken. I can remember looking around, watching Izzy and Elizabeth walking through the snow to grab hold of the rope, Emily and Michael laughing as they climbed atop the camper, and Billy and Donna talking to each other as they secured the tarp. Izzy's giggles filling the air as she fell up and down in the snow, and Mom's soft laughter watching her family. And I was thinking to myself, yes, we truly are blessed as a family, and I'm doubly blessed to be able to come home. Now, when you think of the reason I wrote that story, this took place back in February of this year. And so I had to start thinking of the who, what, when, and where, what was I feeling, what was going on, so that I could paint the picture in journaling and think 10 years from now, I'll have that story to remember. All right, my friends, I am going to call this a wrap. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to watch Erin's video. I have it up here on the right. Stay tuned for some still shots. And in the comments below, share with me, have you ever raised chickens? Or have you known someone who did? And what did you think? Personally, I never knew that they could be so friendly. And until we meet again, God bless. Have a great day. Bye-bye.